to Diaries and Smiles. I finally decided on my favorite books of 2015. I have this little red notebook. What is in this little red notebook, you're asking? No, it's not a list of all the people I murdered. That's a different notebook. Every book I've read in 2015, I wrote down in this notebook, and I basically had to go through the notebook, right, to decide like which books were like my absolute favorites. What I did was I actually ended up, the way I was able to decide what books were my favorite and which books you're about to see right now is I asked myself if I had to relive 2015 and I could only reread my absolute favorite books that I read that year, which books would they be? These books that you're about to see are those books that I decided on. I have 9 here because, you know, we all know that I love numbers that are divisible by 3. Before I die of fangirl self-destruction, let's just talk about these books, okay? I have a couple series in here that I've read that you will see, and I know you guys already know which ones I'm going to talk about. A couple of series that I started, I'm just going to count as one and not as series. I started Cinder in January of 2015. Cyborgs and people that live on the moon and futuristic dynasties, societies, super high-tech androids, everything that I love, sci-fi and fantasy and just this epic dystopian everything is in this series, and I am reading Winter right now, which is the hardest thing. I just, looking back at how, you know, the fact that I started this book a year ago and the fact that I'm now reading the very last book in the series, it's just, it hurts my heart so much. Favorite of 2015. I should have mentioned this in the beginning, but these are in no particular order. They're just the order in which I wrote them in my little red book. We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. I made a video of my top, was it 3 or top 5 books with mind-blowing endings. This was on that list, and for that reason I'm putting it on this list. I love mystery books and I love suspense books and I love anything that has to do with like the mystery thriller genre, and this book, never in my life have I ever read a book this short that has just blown my mind. You want to go into this book not knowing anything, so I'm not going to tell you anything for that reason, but please pick it up and read it if you are a fan. If you want your mind to be blown, read this book, okay? Alright, next book, we're taking a turn down contemporary lane. Every Day by David Levithan. So many people read this book in the year of 2015. I've talked about it before. It is about this being that lives the life of a different person every day. So every day they have to go through the daily routine of a different person. Every chapter in this book was told from a different person's perspective with different problems and a different ethnicity and a different height and weight, like all that kind of stuff. This being, this it, falls in love with this girl and tries to find her every day, and that's why it's called Every Day. This is one of the books that I have to say why I call myself a contemporary girl now, because I just was head over heels for this, even though I don't wear heels. I was head over shoes for this. The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. Okay, oh my god. I finished The Darkest Minds and the second book, Never Fade. I have not finished the third book yet. I kind of paused because I wanted to kind of get into, read different books and then come back to it. I felt like it would have had a bigger impact on me because I kind of binge read this. I started binge reading the trilogy, okay? The Darkest Minds. Alright, okay, so in the future, there's this disease that kills teens. Sadly, yes. But the surviving teen gets these crazy, dark, creepy powers. Just think X-Men meets teenagers meets messed up society. That is The Darkest Minds. It is fantastic. I'm trying to like elevator summarize this book for you. Next favorite book, I mentioned it in my desk vlog, and it was the entire, or the first, I've only read the first 2 books, Jenna Walter's Alice in Zombieland series. I have the second book here on my shelf. It is Through the Zombie Glass. I'm currently lending out the first book, which is Alice in Zombieland. This series is not an Alice in Wonderland retelling story, so don't get confused, but it is still absolutely awesome. This girl named Allie Bell, her family gets in a tragic accident and she's the only survivor, and after this accident she starts seeing zombies that no one else can see but her. Originally she thinks that something is wrong with her, but then she discovers there's this whole, like, I don't want to call it a league, but group of people that hunt these zombies that aren't like your typical blood gore zombies. They're like these like otherworldly zombies, spirit creature zombies, and it's just, the whole book is awesome. There's bad boys and punk and violet eyes, sticking with this sort of kick butt fighting theme that we have going here. Angelfall by Susan E. Oh my god. I read Angelfall and World After, which is the first 2 books in the series. I have End of Days sitting there staring at me on my shelf, on my TBR shelf. It's so beautiful. I want to finish reading the series so bad. Angelfall is the best angel apocalypse novel I have ever read in my entire life. The series is dark and twisted, but not, I wouldn't say like Game of Thrones dark, just like dark in the sense that we're in the midst of an apocalypse. Fallen angels have come to Earth and are killing humans, and it's only like about 2 weeks into this apocalypse. And then we have our main character. She is trying to take care of herself as well as her mother, who is very, very mentally disturbed, like creepy mentally disturbed. Also her handicapped little sister. Our main character's little sister ends up being kidnapped by fallen angel. Our main character ends up finding a wounded angel, and they kind of team up and go and try to find her sister, but it's a lot more complicated and twisted than that. This series I read in a day. I read the book in a day. It was fantastic. Fangirl by Rainbow! Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. The Fangirl Bible that every writer, every reader, every comic book, anime, like any sort of lover of stories and just the universe of fiction, any readers out there, like this book I was able to relate to so much. I felt like I was reading about myself. All those things I thought as a reader, all those sort of misunderstandings us readers and book and story lovers have, you know, and are unable to express into words, this book expressed. We follow a girl who writes fan fiction and her twin sister as they kind of go off to college and are in this new world and are experiencing these new things, but at the same time, our main character, Cass, she still loves fan fiction and loves like sort of the Harry Potter of her world, which is Simon Snow. So many quotes I took from this book, and so many things just like hit me, and I was just like, oh my god, that's me, that's me! Last book! I lied, I only have 8, I believe. My counting's so off today, I'm sorry, I was doing physics and geometry all day, okay? My brain is kind of brittle at the moment. Harry Potter. Harry Potter. I took the plunge in 2015 and I told myself, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. I can't tell you how, I've never been like afraid of a book until Harry Potter came along. Everyone had read Harry Potter. I felt like for me it was just too late, like I can't read it, I'm too old, but I said, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna read the series. So I ordered the first book and I read it in 2 days and I fell in love, and then I bought all the other books. And you guys know, if you've been following me, if you look back to my wrap-ups and TVRs from this summer, August, September, November, like my experience with reading Harry Potter was, I felt like I was like having the same experience that I had when I was reading Percy Jackson by Rick Riordan. As you guys know, Percy Jackson is my childhood. I understand now how people say, you know, this is more than just a story. It's something that's just engraved on your soul, and I feel like it's engraved in my heart now, and I don't want to talk too much about it because I just get so emotional when I talk about it, so we're not gonna talk about it. Anyways, those are all the books, my favorite books of 2015. I'm sure I'm gonna look at this video and be like, wow, there's so many books I left out, or I should have switched out certain books, but honestly, these are just the books that I spent 2 hours trying to figure out this list of books. Can't wait for all the books that are gonna be coming out this year, and just to see what new books I read and just new experiences I get. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, keep reading, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!